It is 9 o'clock on the dot. Yep, it is 9 o'clock on the dot, and it is time for Say It Right Thursday. I am Adrianne Harris, CEO and founder of Right On Consulting Agency, LLC. And I'm just going to give people a little time that Facebook generates an audience for me. And if not, we will move on. One thing I love about going live is the fact that people can go back and watch these videos at their convenience. And believe it or not, people actually are going back and watching the content. I am getting feedback from people who say, hey, I have seen your videos. They're good. They're great. And they're not necessarily watching live. So I thank you guys so much for whenever you see this, whenever you're tuning in and you're letting me know that you are watching the material and that it's actually helping. That helps me so much to just continue on. And it also helps me when you guys send me ideas. So don't hesitate to send me your ideas if you have a writing concern that you would like for me to address. All you have to do is shoot me a message. You can message me. You can add a comment on our page, Right On Consulting Agency Facebook page. You guys can leave a comment. If you're watching via YouTube, you can leave a comment in this video's comment section. You can send me an email at rightonconsultingagency@gmail.com, or you can even visit our website. We do have an up and running website. It's www.rightonconsultingagency.com, and I'm super excited about that. So you guys, when you get a moment, please check out the website. There are going to be some changes on the website. Nothing major, I don't think, but you know, if you log on, if you try to log on and you get the maintenance message pop up, that's how come. So thank you so much for all of the support that I've gotten just in the last couple of weeks. I haven't been on live in 2018, one, because 2018 just started, and two, this is just week 2 of our live sessions. But I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I thank you guys for liking, loving, sharing, commenting, sending me comments, sending me video ideas. I do have a video request that I will be able to get to, I do believe, on next week. Just so that you guys know, if you like, love, share any of Right On Consulting Agency's resources, videos, ads, any of those types of things, your name is going into our quarterly drawing. This quarter we are raffling off a $25 gift card. Hey, Miss Lisa, we are raffling off a $25 gift card. And guys, I have collected all of the names that I have so far, and this is the jar I am putting everything in. I believe I'm going to run out of room. This is just from the couple of 2 weeks, I think. This is 2 weeks worth of support. So I am so thankful and grateful for you guys for just liking and loving and sharing. If you liked, loved, shared the content more than once, like let's say I put up several posts at this point and you liked all of the posts I've shared, you loved anything, or you commented on anything, your name is actually in the vase more than one time. So I diligently went back through my list and just checked if your name showed up in the like, love, shared box of the notifications of my page, then your name is here. I did try to get in contact with everyone who contacted me or who liked or loved anything that they saw here on Facebook, and I do truly appreciate you guys for tuning in. So with that said, we are going to get started with tonight's video. Last week we talked about nouns, and this week we are going to discuss noun phrases. And I do just want to put this plug in. We are adding to what you guys already know and probably have been taught about these words. We're starting out with words, then we're going to move on to sentences. After we get done with sentences, we're going to talk about punctuation, and then I believe we're going to get into paragraphs. I think that's the order. Don't quote me on that. For sure, we're starting off with words. So one word, one sentence, one paragraph at a time, but we've got to throw punctuation in there once we get towards the end, and we're probably within our sentence component of our lesson for this year. That's kind of going to be the feel for this year. We're going to look at our slogan, which is one word, one sentence, one paragraph at a time, and we're just going to take each of those words in addition to talking about punctuation as we go throughout this year, 2018. So we discussed the first word we looked at was the word noun, and we know that a noun typically is defined as a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. And so what we added to that particular definition on last week is that a noun is a word that can be made into, or can be made plural and or turned into a possessive. So that's the new thing you can add to your noun treasure box, how to identify nouns, because sometimes we do have to identify, especially if we are parents, or if we are even students. We may be running up on questions or in quizzes, on tests that are asking us identify the noun phrase, and it may be embedded within so many words, and we like, I'm not quite sure which one of these words qualifies and fits into, the answer choices that they are providing. And I truly believe, like, this particular definition, the fact that a noun can be described, or we can add to our general definition that it's a word that can typically be made plural and or possessive, it helped me out a lot, guys. And I know the basic concept of sentence parts, the basics. This really did truly help me get a further, more in-depth understanding, and I can identify nouns with the best of them, and I do hope that you guys can too. So that was our definition. That's pretty much what we talked about on last week, nouns. So this week we're going to talk about noun phrases. So the definition, the takeaway for tonight, is actually the definition for the word phrase. And a phrase is typically defined as a group of words that function as a unit within the sentence. So typically you have a group of words. What the linguists do, which is where I am pulling these definition building blocks from, is they are adding, they're looking at it from a linguistic standpoint. So this is the text I'm using. I just wanted to shout them out. They have an 8th edition. I think this is the 7th edition. No, this is the 8th edition. They have a 9th edition. Guys, I'm going to say it's a good read. It's a good read for me. It may not be a good read for you. I like to read, and yes, I do read grammar books for fun. This is an awesome book. So they are the ones who are adding some new depth to our definitions. As I'm reading this, I'm sharing the information with you guys because it truly is helping me. So one thing they've added to the definition of what a phrase is the fact that a phrase can be one word. So in fullness, the full definition for phrase from a linguistic point of view is a phrase is a word or group of words that function as a unit within the sentence. They just added one thing, that it can be one word. So we know typically that's not our definition. Typically we've heard that a phrase has to be a couple of words. But now we have an understanding, or at least the knowledge, that words or phrases can just be a single word. And I think that's good, because sometimes maybe in our answer choices, as we've been taking standardized tests, it may ask us identify the noun phrase, and you're trying to desperately put together a group of words, but you know for a fact swim is a verb. So you're like, how can this word be a part of that? And it kind of throws you off. So I believe it's a good definition to say, hey, a phrase can be one word, because sometimes the way sentences are constructed, or even the way answer choices are given to us, this may be one of those tricks that they are using. So if you are a parent watching this, even if you are an educator watching this, or you yourself are a student and you are looking at this video, know that one single word can be considered a phrase. Now, within phrases in general, you have what you call headwords. And because we are discussing noun phrases, our headword, or the word that goes in front of the phrases, are going to be simply that, just nouns. So you have verb phrases, which we will get into. You have adverb phrases, which we will get into. You have what they call verb phrases, which we will get into. And tonight, of course, guys, we are discussing noun phrases. Hey, Funshu, if you haven't gotten off. So with that being said, a headword is just what kind of phrase you are dealing with, again, tonight we're dealing with noun phrases. And within noun phrases, or any phrase, what you're going to have is what they call a word, a determiner. So what determiners do, they signal to us, or they provide, I can't remember the word they used in the book. They are signals or markers. So they are going to indicate to us or point out to us, hey, here comes a noun. And typically those words are going to be articles, or sometimes those words are going to be articles. Sometimes, guys, those words are going to be pronouns. And we are going to get into determiners and pronouns on next week. I did get a request that I do a teaching on pronouns, so it fit for us to go into pronouns on next week. So I am super excited about that. So if you guys can see the board, guys, remember I am writing these notes backwards intentionally, so when you guys look at them, it shows right on the screen. I do not have a videographer just yet, so I'm having to make do with just me. And as you guys can see, some of my letters are backwards. I think my U's, I need to turn them around, so I will work on that for next week. But as you can see, the determiners that we have here on the board, I'm going to turn it just a tad bit so you guys can see it. We have here the determiner the, and then we see our noun phrases, clouds or nouns, clouds, video broadcast, and then we see the source of this information. And so those, all of that put together would be considered your noun phrase. So the clouds is a noun phrase, the video broadcast is a noun phrase, and then also the source of this information is a noun phrase. So if you're a teacher or if you're a student, you want to point out the fact that these words, which are called determiners, are signaling, or they are markers that let us know that, hey, what's coming up next? Nouns are coming up next. And that may be a good way for us to identify, you know, what parts of speech the words we are using fall into, what category they fall into. Now, these are not the only determiners. You have, these are actually called articles, which we will get into. So another article that we are almost familiar with is the letter A. A is considered an article. And then we see here at the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see it for the light or my chair, Adrianne's business or her writing style. Some other determiners that exist are possessive nouns and then possessive pronouns. So we're going to talk about next week determiners as pronouns so that I can get to the lesson on pronouns for the request that I receive. Pronouns are words, and I'm super excited to dig more into those to share that information with you guys. So just to recap what we've talked about tonight, not only are groups of words within a sentence that function together considered phrases, but now we have the added information that phrases can be a single word. That is our takeaway from tonight, that phrases can be a single word, and these phrases are going to be offset or marked or signaled by what they call determiners. Determiners sometimes include articles, and or they can include possessive, what does it say, nouns, and then possessive pronouns. And guys, those are not the only determiners. We will get into more of them, but for sure we are going to talk about pronouns on next week. And then we also gave a definition for the word headword, and all a headword is identifying what the kind of phrase is we are looking at. So tonight we are looking at noun phrases. We are looking at phrases that are, or words in a group of words that are acting as nouns within our sentences. So we have to go back to, we got to build, guys. So we have to go back to our definition of what a noun is. Remember, we already know our basic knowledge of noun is a person, place, thing, or an idea. And then we added to that definition, these particular words can be made, be made plural, and or they can be made possessive. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not talking too fast. I'm trying to make these quick mini lessons. I know teachers are watching, and we just sometimes we don't have an hour to get through some of these lessons in class. And of course, if your students are watching or you're using these videos to prepare a lesson, you want something quick, straight, and to the point. And guys, for me, it's late. I'm coming on at 9 o'clock for you guys because you guys are typically on at this time. And so I don't want to be on here an hour because I think 15-20 minutes for this kind of material is pretty good. So in conclusion, the phrases of word or group of words that function as a unit within the sentence, they are usually marked by their head word. Again, the head word is just what kind of phrase you are identifying or using. And then in our case, tonight, we're talking about noun phrases, and then they are also marked by words called determiners, which are signalers, yep, that's a word, or markers that signal or mark words. And in our case, they are marking our nouns. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For sure, next week we are going to talk about the function of determiners, specifically determiners that are pronouns, so that I can get to the request that was made from one of the viewers here on Facebook. Guys, I do hear you when you make your request, so please make your request known unto me so that I can, present the information that you guys need. So with that being said, I am Adrianne Harris, owner, founder of Rights On Consulting Agency, LLC. I thank you guys so much for watching the video on tonight. Please don't forget to drop any suggestions that you may have, any comments that you may have either in this video or on our page. And also don't forget to like, love, or share any of the posts that you see from Right On Consulting Agency. Doing so does give you a chance to be entered into our 2018 January through March incentive, which is just to like, love, and share our posts. Anything that you see on our page that pertains to our business, we are adding you all's name. As you can see, we have over half, y'all, this jar is over half full. I don't even know if I own a jar that can kind of keep up with you guys' enthusiasm. But if I have to, I will find something larger. So your name is going into the vase for a chance to win a $25 gift card from Right On Consulting Agency to, I guess, the restaurant, or if you want a Walmart gift card, I'll reach out to you once we pull a winner to see what you want, and we are going to get that in the mail to you and send it to you. So we thank you so much for joining us this week. I thank you so much for joining me on tonight's live video, and I ask that you would join me on next week, same place, same times, as we say it's right in 2018, one word, one sentence, one paragraph at a time. You guys have a great evening, and I will see you all on next week. Bye.